Welcome to June the 2nd. I'll start from 2017 and work back to 2015 and see what's happening from there. Something should not happen, but they do. Spending over US $100 trillion to curb temperatures outside by 0.03 degrees centigrade in a century's time seems wrong. We don't have the right tools to deal with the issue, which may not even need to be addressed. Give me half of that and I could do better. Even more absurd when one thinks that without spending a cent, one could instead feed the starving, shelter the homeless, and do everything we used to do before addressing anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic global warming is not a threat to humanity. Wealth redistribution is. In Victoria, Dan Andrews is shutting down baseload power stations and expanding more expensive sun and wind power, and raising taxes to do it. And the only sane leader in the G7, the only capable person who recognizes the sham for what it is Donald Trump, who is leading the United States away from the Paris Accords. In 455, the sack of Rome, Vandals entered Rome and plundered the city for 2 weeks. It was a gentle sack. The previous emperor, Valentinian, had promised his daughter in marriage to the Vandal king Genseric's son. However, when Valentinian died, his replacement married his widow and married his son to their daughter. Generic decided this ended a peace treaty, and so he took his troops to Rome. The then Pope negotiated opening the walls if Generic did not slaughter the population or ancient churches. A large number of ships are recorded as having shipped with slaves on board, but Genseric's word seems good. In 10,010, the Battle of Aqabat al-Akbar took place in the context of the Fitna at Andalus, resulting in a defeat for the Caliphate of Cordoba. Christians and Muslims were united in this victory in Spain. 1692, Bridget Bishop was the first person to go on trial in Salem witch trials in Salem, Massachusetts. Many today believe Bridget was innocent. Found guilty, she was hanged on June the 10th. It is possible that she was the victim of ergot poisoning. In 1763, Pontiac's rebellion at what is now Mackinaw City, Michigan, Chippewas captured Fort Michilimackinac by diverting the garrison's attention with a game of lacrosse, then chasing a ball into the fort. The actual rebellion was deadly and not funny, and forced a change in policy of the British. 1774, Intolerable Acts, the Quartering Act, was enacted, allowing a governor in colonial America to house British soldiers in uninhabited houses, outhouses, barns, or other buildings if suitable quarters were not provided. It was a response to the Boston Tea Party. In 1793, French Revolution, Francois Hanriot, leader of the Parisian National Guard, arrested 22 Girondists elected by Jean-Paul Marat, setting the stage for the Reign of Terror. Prior to 1793, Girondists were viewed as the left wing. After, they were viewed as right wing. But their policy positions had not changed. Marat had pulled France extreme left, and his murder came too late. In 1855, the Portland Rum Rebellion occurred in Portland, Maine. In 1851, Portland Mayor Dow had brought in prohibition of alcohol with caveats for medicinal or mechanical use. In 1855, Dow had stocked an area for the medicinal requirements of the population, but jealous residents, including the Irish, who felt unfairly targeted by the regulation, rioted. The regulation was repealed in 1856. In 1866, Fenian raids. The Fenians were victorious over Canadian forces in both the Battle of Ridgeway and the Battle of Fort Erie. Fenians were Irish separatists who weren't fighting in Ireland.